Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the Hall of Fame Challenge. I'm in a bit more of a chipper mood right now because things are going great. My name is Casey Sports, and I'm going to start things off with the one, the only. Can I please start my Continental C? How have things been going on though? So we left off, of course, after this 1-0 win against Cumberland Celtic, and we beat Barry 2-0 directly after goals from Alan Williams and Ryan Bartley. After this game, I decided to give a little bit of a team talk and said, guys, you're doing great. And they hated it. We were in third place at that point and they were absolutely fuming. We followed that up with a 3-2 loss to Pennybont and a 5-1 loss to Column Bay. And I knew when this happened things had to change. But it wouldn't for a little while longer as a 1-0 draw to Bala. But finally things would start to pick back around with a 2-1 win over Carnarvon, a 3-0 win over Hay St Mary's in the Welsh Cup second round, a 4-1 victory over Connors Quay, a 5-2 victory over Conwy in the quarter-finals of the MJ Cup, and of course we're going to be playing the semi-finals today. It must be said during these games it was the Craig Pritchard show. He scored in that game against Carnarvon. He scored in the 4-1 victory over the Connors Quay, and then he would score two alongside Elliot Evans in his 5-2 win. He would then proceed to be on the scoreline again with a 4-2 win over Cambrian and Cleardark, as all three of our strikers would actually pick up a goal. A 2-0 loss to Haverfordwest kind of pulled us back into reality as we lose the last game of October. But quickly, things would turn back around. Elliot Evans getting us that 1-0 victory over Bangor, and a 3-0 win, a hat-trick from Elliot Evans over a Manford in the Welsh Cup third round. Things weren't all rosy and rainbows though as we lose 3-1 to TNS, a team who I said in the last episode, back when we lost to them 3-1 at their ground, that maybe we could find a way into managing them. Well, I can guarantee you right now, it's not going to happen save for a miracle. As currently, TNS sit top of the table and now yet to lose a game this season. 15 games played, 11 wins and 4 draws, 2 coming to Pennybont, 1 to Newtown and 1 to Haverfordwest. If you think about where those teams are, you can kind of understand the one-off draws against them. So, they are clearly on top of the world. So who are we facing? Well, first off, we have a game against Barry in the league, and then the semi-final round is against TNS. And we're going to have to try and do something to overcome this. 2 separate 3-1 losses. It's clear we're going to need to try and build a new tactic to maybe overcome Barry. Anyway, this is the team, and there has been a brand new signing. Of course, with no professional contracts, we can bring in players as and when was needed. And I did feel like maybe a new right back could help, and he popped up in the scouting. Very highly rated by our scouts, and I do like a lot of his stats. 5'10" with that type of speed obviously makes sense for a fullback, quite aggressive, which I like, and he's all round just a very good right side fullback. Is he better than our current right back in Ethan Vaughan? It's kind of give and take if I'm being entirely honest, but now we have 2 very solid options as traditional right backs, whilst of course Dixon Kabongo also grows into his role. Though currently he is back in the midfield thanks to the fact that Joe Andrews is off on loan with the Welsh national team, their under-19s. Wes Williams has also found his way into the starting 11. He's had a few very good games. In 10 appearances so far, 7 in the league, he's conceded 12, kept 1 clean sheet. It doesn't sound amazing, but at the same time, Ben Haynes in 8 appearances had conceded 15. So there is give and take there. Bartley and Taylor aren't having the best of times together as a central defensive pair, which does worry me a little. Sodhi, Vaughan on the wide areas, Tom Price, Kabongo, Smith, Pritchard, Evans and Williams. It's a very familiar lineup. However, Aled Williams is struggling with fitness, and the last thing I want to do is risk him coming up on one of the biggest games of the season. So Harry Waddock, who had a great end to last season, is now going to try and come back into his best form here as he plays against Barry. So yeah, we're doing very well in cup competitions, which is arguably the number one thing for us. The league is so difficult in terms of a consistent marathon for results that it absolutely makes sense why we do struggle. But 11 points off right now, 12 in general. Of course, this is the game extra we're playing. Smith in. It falls to Elliot Evans, and we are 1-0 up. Elliot Evans with his 10th goal of the season. He's had a real rejuvenation of his career playing as this central striker. Now as a deep line forward rather than the traditional advanced forward. And it does seem to be bringing a lot of quality out of him. I also like playing against these types of formations where there's a lot of space for our midfielders to work their magic, because we have a very, very good midfield, which sometimes you don't notice, as Evans with a great shot there from the edge of the box, well saved by Weaver. It will be Harry Waddock taking the resulting corner kick. Cleared by Evans, not our Evans, sadly. But again, I mean, currently, so with a game extra on TNS, we are 9 points off of them and Carnarvon, who are joint top of the table. And I feel like that should really take something. 3 games? That's all it is, really. 3 games going our way. And we are right back into that title contention picture. For a team who we were arguably lucky to have survived last season in the league, there is so much to be happy with. But yeah, TNS, we probably aren't going to manage them. There is a feeling of maybe taking a step backwards to take a further step forwards. Very sorry about that, something just fell. The truth is, with Rob Evans, I believe he played for us for a minute, didn't he? The goal won't stand. That is something you love to see. Rob Evans hasn't played for us. I maybe recognise him from Cajun. I've done a Cajun Ashton save. Brown, it's another corner, and that one is narrowly saved. I'm going to try and encourage the team. We're playing well. We could play a little bit better, and maybe that will help here, as a few too many corner kicks are coming in. An overhead kick there by Jordan Brown, nearly the goal. But yeah, we're doing so well, and that's the feeling, is if we take a step back, considering how limited the resources and the type of players we can sign are here, if we could do something similar with another team in this league, the money we would get, that influx, could completely change, it could change a team. Imagine if we actually were able to sell Aled Williams for money, or of course, the 2 youngsters we lost this season would have been huge. Let's not forget, of course, Evan Cadwallader and the other centre-back, I've already forgotten his name, he's over at TNS. Those players would have been huge for us if we'd have been able to get some money. Anyway, here's Craig Pritchard on the ball, tackled by Hugh. No foul given. Bartley's there. Ooh, that was a bit confusing. Price over the top. Here is Ethan Vaughan. Could play this ball across and is brought down, and that is a definite penalty here. Very happy with that. I believe it will be Tom Price to take it. He's been our designated penalty taker for a little minute, and he does score. It looked like Weaver got there, but the shot was just a little bit too powerful from Price, and the Price is always right, I guess. Come up with some Price puns. That's everyone's homework for today. Sadly, we can't price him out of a move. I'd have loved that. But yeah, this is some very good football here. Barry, not the strongest team. We're bottom of the table a few weeks ago. Only 10th right now. Probably. Craig Pritchard, what a shot. That really could have been a magnificent goal to make it 3-0. Ryan Bartley is going to come off for Callum Reese. We're also going to introduce Ivan Jones, whose debut was that 3-1 loss to TNS. Just want to slowly build up his fitness. Craig Pritchard and Kabongo, I think, are also going to come off. Mohamed Amir and Alad Williams, the replacements for them. With 12 minutes left to go, feel like this game is a little bit comfortable now. But I know, especially in this league, never take your foot off the gas, as Curtis Strong is our final substitute. And yeah, that will be a 2-0 win. Some good morale boosting as we head into this game against TNS. I want to look at how they play. And you're going to sit here with me for maybe a minute or two and try and think, what on earth is it that we could possibly do to beat TNS? Haven't lost at all in Wales this season, which is insane. Their only true loss was... See, this is what I mean. Let's discuss it. That's all I get. All I can say is, come on. That's literally all I can say. That's really shitty. And as you can see there, this is biggest proof. Could lead to a bigger club coming in for your services. There's nothing I can do, and so they don't want to let me go. They don't want to give me a badge as I might leave. So I'm going to have to leave. It's so stupid and backwards thinking. Anyway, that's what I was doing. TNS. We lost to them 1 game ago. We will have some report, you've got to think. They've conceded from crosses a lot, set pieces, and natural fitness. Is the idea to then maybe work our way around the idea of set pieces? If we do maybe click play for set pieces and time waste a little bit, basically just really frustrate them into a position where they are kind of forced to put us into dangerous positions where we can work on that. We do have Taylor good aerially. Bartley's not bad. Trying to see if any of these midfielders it would make sense to swap out. So Hope Akpan has 11 jumping reach. It might be worth bringing him in for Leo Smith, just to strengthen up that sort of aerial strength of the midfield. Or do you still... I think that might be the best option. Chris Venables coming back to injury soon. Trying to think, Theo Robinson's got a little bit of jumping reach to him, but I don't really want to change that offense too much. Because if he were, then it would be, you know, Lewis Reese. No, he's not who I'm thinking of. He's Ampai. We don't really have the tallest of teams. For being honest, Emma Lewis isn't that tall. 6'1". Doesn't improve our team. But Taylor, 6'2". And centre backs are the only place. I think we're going to stick with that for now. Obviously, Harry Waddock will replace Curtis Strong. I guess it'll be worth taking Ben Haynes out for Curtis Strong, actually. That makes a bit more sense, because we can have a full defensive. Leo Smith can do everything that's needed, but now we have the entire defence can be swapped out. And I trust Waddock. So it's only a minor plan, but hopefully set pieces can be the difference in this game against TNS. Let's find out. So I'm looking at this formation here. What interests me is this idea of the inverted wing back. The midfielders obviously going to be attacking very highly. So I've got a very small little plan that might work, and there's something which I've kind of teetered-tottered on for a little while, which is basically these midfielders are going to step up a little bit higher and mark the corresponding midfield that they're going to be facing. Because, basically there's no point in trying to have a playmaking midfielder there where there's so many answers already. As for this deep line playmaking position, Joe Andrews is back in the lineup. So I think it's worth bringing him in Well, it's definitely whipping him in. I think does maybe Kabongo go on the bench ahead of Ivan Jones, who didn't have the greatest game, but he's a bit better defensively. And I think the rest of the team stays as it is. For right now, at least. I quite like that team. Akpan, does he like to get forward too much? Do you know what? No, that helps. That actually helps. So that's going to be the team I'm going with here. A couple of small variations which may help to neutralise the opposition. Akpan's complacent. In a game like this, you're complacent? I don't even understand how. How could you be complacent? Really, I'm desperate to win this game. I can tell you that much. And so far, we are the only team with shots. 3 shots, 2 on target. Nearly 20 minutes in, the New Saints haven't broken us down once. We're actually doing very, very good right now. We're doing unbelievably good, even though there's no highlights. And here is the first highlight. As I see that, if the New Saints score on their first shot, I am going to be livid. It's over the top, looking for Bragg. Sodi heads that back to Wes Williams. My heart kind of skipped a little beat there. Barely any fans in attendance. Williams forward. Andrews nearly wins the header. Wins the second ball though. And it's Taylor. Alfie Taylor finds Bartley, the 2 centre-backs, linking up well. This is really calm football. Over the top, looking for Elliot Evans. And it bounces to him. It's 1-0. 27 minutes in. Elliot Evans takes the lead for Cardiff Met Uni. And a potential final is in our sights now. Williams didn't clear it all too well. Sean Williams, the man they stole from us, loses out in that battle with his former assistant manager. And now we have a corner. And we said set piece would be the danger. I'm panicking. Ethan Vaughan in. Taylor heads that off the wrong side of the post. Big moment there from Alfie Taylor. And it looks like we're going to be skipping towards the end of this first half with TNS on 40% possession and 0 shots. Not even shots on target. Shots in general. Ethan Vaughan with another corner. Bartley couldn't quite get there. It bounces around, but back to Sodi. Bartley once more. The centre-back beats his man. Pulls it back to Barney Sodi. Ethan Vaughan. What a save by Thompson, who's able to parry it onto the crossbar and clear it away. A huge chance. We've had 3 nail-biting moments. And we lead. A massive lead. Praise the team. We could be pushed into the final here as Sam Bailey is substituted on. He's obviously a good player. Also, Hulbert and Axel. So they're changing out their centre-back. Feeling like they're under too much pressure. And now they have a corner to try and answer back with. Williams looks for Sean. Cleared away only as far as Bragg. Brings it forward and it's a nice goal by Cameron Bragg. We nearly got that block in. As you can see, Williams missed the ball, but a goal line clearance ends up just knocking it into the middle of the net, then the corner. Should have done better there in defending. And yeah, there's not much you can say. Tom Price put in an effort, but wasn't able to stop that. He's not having the greatest of games, neither is Craig Pritchard. Obviously, though, I would worry about making too many changes. We're doing so much better than them. 20 minutes left to go. Price is going to come off for Leo Smith, who's still a very good player. Same with Harry Waddock on for Craig Pritchard. It's still 2 players I trust immensely. And we get a highlight immediately from that, and it is a corner kick. And it will be Leo Smith, the substitute. What's going to be his plan? It will be towards the near post, you'd expect. In. Bartley wins the header. Great save by Thompson. Pulled back to Elliot Evans. And Elliot Evans with his second goal of the game. And we lead. Yet again, it would be the captain, the assistant manager, who's the difference factor. A great goal. Bartley forcing a great save out of Thompson. But it's the ability to recollect the ball, recycle possession, and find Evans on the edge of the box. That's the huge difference. And we are 2-1 up. 10 minutes left to go. Thompson forward. Harry Waddock wins that header, but it falls to Madeline. All the way back to Thompson. And now a long ball at the top, which Bartley wins. And Sodi, beautiful clearance, finds Waddock. But Madeline wins the pace battle. Should not be doing that against a newly substituted player. Alfie Taylor wins the header, but Andrews, that's poor, wins it right back. Few times we've seen him do that there, where he'll lose the ball but immediately win it back. Great determination. Here's Evans. Forced Exile. This is a really sloppy few minutes here. Taylor wins that. Forced to Holbert. Pulls it across and it's an own goal from Alfie Taylor. And the type of goal which was so avoidable. Multiple times we lost it just sloppily. And Taylor's beaten for pace. Wins the tackle. Falls right back to Holbert. And yeah, it's a simple ball across, but there's too many options. It's a 4-on-2 on the edge of the box, really. And so that little foot by Taylor isn't enough. Things can still change, but this is not a good sign. We can only make one more substitution, and it is going to be Curtis Strong on for Barney Sodi. I want that bit more experience. The game's starting to tick away, and it looks like we may go to penalties. But the last highlight of the game, you've got to think, and it is the New Saints on the ball. But Bartley wins it back. Andrews forward to Curtis Strong. Waddock beats his man. Really nice there by Harry Waddock. It's not a great game since coming on, but that's a good start. Smith, really poor, launches that ball miles too far. Madeline, forward. Bartley wins the header. Falls to Vaughan. What a pass to Alad Williams. He's brought down, and that's a penalty. It's a penalty to decide whether we go to penalties or not. And Elliot Evans gives up his chance at a hat-trick for Williams, who scores. Alad Williams wins the penalty kick and scores it. 3-2 in the 93rd minute. We take the lead back and we progress to the finals of the MG Cup. The New Saints put pressure on us, but that is their first loss to a Welsh club this season. Their only loss this season has been in the Champions League, I believe, or the Europa League. A huge, huge moment as Elliot Evans really does carry us to the victory, but we cannot deny the work of Alad Williams at the very end. The 16-year-old has been vital to us now for 2 seasons, and he may not look all that impressive in terms of FM speak, who score 40, 50 goals a season, but very, very good footballer, really proving his worth night in, night out. And Leo Smith will be able to celebrate against his former side. And we have won the MG Cup most recently in 2019. What will be 6 years later, we have a chance to repeat history. That is huge. And who is the team we will be facing? It will be between Afan Lido or Abergavenny. So Afan Lido or Abergavenny, 9th in the Samu South compared to 6th in the Samu South. Both teams far beneath us in the league standings. It should, in theory, be a guaranteed title, but we thought that last season and it didn't go all that well. Craig Pritchard reaches the yellow card limit, will not be involved in the final. I'm not sure who will replace him, but that is huge. We face Llandudno in the 4th round of the Welsh Cup. You guys won't see that. I'm going to assume we do progress. But the MG final is all the way down on the 18th of January. So we have 8 more games, or 7. 7 games to play. And we'll be back for Newtown and MG Cup final day. Thank you all so much for watching. I can't believe we actually got this victory. Stay safe and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.